Hey, everyone, look where I am. That's right, everyone, I'm in the new house from the next update. And you know what's even weirder is that it hasn't even updated yet? That's right, folks, I have exclusive access to this new update house. Don't believe me? Check out these leaked photos. And I'm here in my kitchen. That's right, check it out, guys. How cool! We have a tree coming in here through the kitchen. And new blue leaf. Look how cute. Guys, this house is really spectacular. But you must be wondering, Roger, how did you get access to this house when you haven't even updated it yet? Hey, guys, you guys don't know anything. The thing is, I actually work at Roblox. Just kidding, guys. Actually, today's video is very different than what you usually see. These real photos of the new update have been leaked of the house in the forest. So I thought I'm going to reproduce these photos, but I'm going to do it in Roblox Studio and bring the new house to everyone before the official update. But that's not all, guys. I'm still going to bring you something new, exclusive to the next update. So stay tuned until the end, so you don't miss any details of how it was built, this super house, and still stay on top of everything that's going to happen in this new update. Here's what's going on. Guys, I'm going to start by bringing you this great news. What you're seeing here is the new option to create a family within the game. Here you have a list of your friends, and then you can add them to your family and label them. Who is the mother? Who is the father? Who is the grandfather? And the children, and so on. And now, guys, without further ado, let's get started with the purpose of the video. And these here are the leaked images from the new update in Brookhaven. And as I already said, I'm going to reproduce these images here in Roblox Studio. If you watched the last video, you saw that I put this house up here in the tree. But I'm going to remove this classic house, and I'll be building our new house. Of course, I'll be starting with the floor. And here, I have to find a texture that looks very similar to the one in the photo. I found this wooden one. Let's see. Now we have to put it across the entire length of the tree, and that will be the size of our house. Based on this photo, I'll be putting these wooden pillars in place exactly where they are here in the photo. I sped up the camera because otherwise it would take too long. 5 hours and 35 minutes to be exact. And that's how long it took me to build this tree house. Wow, guys, I had a lot of work to do, right? You guys could leave a like on this video now. It helps me bring you more videos. Really cool ones, like this one. I came here to test it out. And look, these pillars are all loose. I'm going to have to figure this out. After anchoring the pillars, I need to make them all the same size. Note that there's a white baseboard here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I need to put this baseboard throughout the entire house. Here, I made some adjustments because there were some leaves from the tree coming into our house. Guys, I found exactly the flooring that will be used in the new house. So I already replaced the old flooring. Here in this corner, we can see that there is a sink, and that's exactly what we're going to put in now. I already got this sink ready, but it's black. I'll have to paint it white so it looks the same. And now it looks better. Now I need to paint this countertop too. Look, everyone, it looks like marble, but that's not how it looks in the photo. So let's make it look exactly the same. And now, guys, I'm going to put this counter where the stove is. And to make it look the same, I'll also have to change the color. And the color of the stove too, besides this countertop here, which is completely made of rustic wood. I noticed that a small piece is missing here on the stove. So I'll have to mold it to put it here. After all, I want to leave it exactly the same. Now I just need to change the color and it'll be perfect. I also need to put the stove cover here and change the color of this countertop too. And look, everyone, the kitchen is already taking shape. There are some white details above the stove to differentiate the countertop from the stove. So I decided to model this here too. It's time to put the refrigerator in. This refrigerator is already perfect here in this spot. Oh, and I'll also have to make some adjustments here on this piece of furniture. I had to model one shelf at the top so that it looks the same and fix the extension of this countertop. Tell me if it's not looking similar. And here on the side of the refrigerator, there are these shelves, and I'll have to model that too. I copied this first white shelf, and then I changed the color and adjusted the size of these two. And that's it. It turned out perfect. It was time to put the roof on our house. So I made a little notebook, and I went out, stretching across the length of the house. The challenge is to build a house exactly like the one in the picture. So I can't forget of these boxes up here. Now, yes, boxes put away. Let's go to the next step. We can see that in this kitchen they are all made of glass. So let's glaze this whole kitchen. And for that, I'm going to paint it blue and then make it more transparent. Guys, I confess that at first I was only going to do the kitchen, but then I started doing the other one. One room, and then another room. And then I decided to do the whole house. And since I don't have the actual images of what this house will look like on the outside, obviously, it won't look quite the same. At least, I don't think so. But that's okay. At least it will be an exclusive model here. At this stage, I continued with the kitchen furniture. I noticed that there's this white panel behind, and this other wooden panel in front. And now I am going to one of the coolest steps, building the trees. From what we can see in this image, it's one tree with two trunks. One on the right and one on the left, and also full of leaves. Light green, dark green, and also the new blue leaves. Another interesting feature of this new update is that the trunks of these trees do not exist Brookhaven. They are long trunks that curve. That's it, folks. I don't know if I've already told you this, but I'm a real perfectionist. So, I noticed that the brown color of this tree is different from the one in the photo, but I'll fix that later. Here, I'm putting some leaves on the tree so that it looks very similar. After all, of beads. Without these little leaves, it wouldn't look like a tree. Here, the dark green. Let's also add a little fluorescent green. And of course, I can't forget the blue leaves. Turquoise. Those blue leaves are also new in this latest update. On top of this shelf, there are some green and blue leaves too. Here near the sink, there's this turquoise blue rug. And that's what we'll be doing now. I think that's the item. Easiest thing I'm going to do today. But I need to change the color and texture to just a minute until it looks like a real rug. I need to put more of these leaves on top. And add these details to the side of the ceiling too. Here on the outside, I also need to put some blue leaves. Turquoise. Look, it's looking really cool, guys. Time to check it out. And look at that. Guys, I think it's looking pretty similar. And you guys, what do you think? Put it in the comments. I can't. It's going to be the aesthetics on the outside, since I decided to really make a forest house. And finally, the time has come for me to reproduce the room. And this room turned out really beautiful. The new features of this room are these sofas with these turquoise blue ottomans, matching the new leaves. And also this coffee table, which will probably be a new prop. This little table gave me a lot of trouble to model. Guys, let's put these turquoise blue posts here too. Oh, and we're missing. Put this vase with roses here on the center table. All done. Nothing else is missing. And look, I just noticed that the legs of the sofa aren't white. I don't know why I'm like this. When building the chimney, I had one small problem, since I didn't have that texture. So I had to paste images of blocks. But it ended up all distorted. So I had to cover that chimney with 0. So I had to waste a few minutes studying to see how to make this hole here in the construction. But it's okay. I learned something new. Now I can paste the image and it won't be distorted anymore. Look at that. It's perfect. Let's put another turquoise blue rug here in the living room. And look, it's already looking very similar to the image. I just need to adjust this texture well, not this one. Oh, this one here. Guys, I didn't notice there was a third sofa here, so I'll have to fix that and put another sofa here in the living room. Here above the fireplace, I'll have to put some sheets. Oh, and I also need to put a TV. Let's make this TV a little bigger. In this photo, we can see that there are a lot of leaves here. One wall on this side and another tree here. And that is exactly what I am going to build now. This house has one straight wall on this side, and then there's another wall, only it's crooked on this side here. Oh, I can't forget to put these wooden pillars. That's what makes all the difference in this house. There's also another wooden pillar here. And now I'm going to build this other tree in the same style as the one in the kitchen. But you can see that this one has trunks that are much longer. The cool thing is that there are these trees covering the house. This makes this new house in the forest look very natural. Man, this tree here is really big, so it gave me a lot of trouble to build. That's when I remembered that I hadn't modeled that corner of the kitchen yet, because it didn't actually appear in the photo. So I decided to make some things up, so as not to leave this corner empty. And look, everyone, isn't this cool? Here's a tip. Okay, now I'm going to go in and see how it's looking in there. No, look at that. I forgot to anchor this piece. But it's okay. Now that the problem is solved, let's move on to the next steps of our construction. I think I spoke too soon. I'm going to have to anchor this tree too. Guys, this is really cool. But there's just one thing. I forgot to put the door here and in this room. How are we going to get in or out of here? And analyzing this image, it looks like there's a staircase right here in this corner. So we'll have to do that. everything was neat and tidy. But there's no way around it. I'll have to open the opening here. And now, yes, I'll have to find a way to put a staircase here. I decided to build this second floor here in our house. And add the third room that's in the photo. And this room here, folks, is also bringing some new features. Wait, I'll show you. And this time, I'll start with a ceiling structure. I have to put these triangular parts here, and also these wooden pillars. This stage of the third room was also a little complicated to do, with the skeleton of this room ready. Now I'm going to the floor, and I'm also going to the walls. As we can see, only the front part is made of glass, and probably the back part too, but the two side walls appear to be made of brick. The photo also shows these wooden pillars, so we'll be putting them in to stay true to the photo. I had a little problem here. I had to cut this piece of glass to make it triangular. Luckily, I learned how to do that on the chimney. And now, it wasn't so difficult. Perfect! Now just repeat the operation on the other side, and you're done. And if there's one thing I've gotten good at doing, it's trees. So in this new style, I also had to put in several sheets. And finally, I got to the roof stage. And here I'll be making the chalet-style model, because I think it suits with this forest house. And also because it's exactly like this here in the photo. And here in the center of the house, I'm going to put this wooden beam. Hey guys, we can also see that it has a stylish balcony right there in front. So I'll have to replicate again this triangular structure and make this little balcony. We'll also make some wooden pillars, just like here in the photo. Oh, and there's also a white fence here. This will be easy to do. Well, this will be very easy to do. Just take two white pieces of wood, put them on this side, put them on the other side, and then in front. On this balcony, you can also see two wide sofas and those turquoise blue cushions. We also need to put this rug here, because you can see it in the photo. And there's that coffee table too. Remember what I said about the color of the trees? Okay, I found the shade of brown, and now I've changed all the trees. It's time to choose the texture of the ceiling. And I found this one too dark, but this one looks perfect. Actually, I didn't find exactly the texture that's in the photo. I don't think it's on Roblox yet, but that's okay. I put the finishing touches on the outside of the chimney. I also added another triangular structure here in front, so as not to leave the top of the house open. I added a glass structure too, and when I thought it was almost finished, then I remembered that I had to go back there and make that staircase. I put some lamps to light up and also to decorate the house. And now, one new feature in this update. There are moon-shaped lamps, but I picked up a few here that I already had in Roblox, and I didn't like any of them. So I had the brilliant idea of modeling my own moons. Check it out, guys. I wanted to do everything perfectly. So if you haven't left your like, please leave your like now. And now, after it's been created, I just need to add the moonlight. And that's it. I can do it. Changing the texture and then the settings. Look at that. It's perfect. Just like the picture. From now on, everyone, I'm in the home stretch. So I decorated it with a few more sconces. I made a few more adjustments here on the tree leaves. I added this sparkle too because it was in the photo, but I didn't like it and took it off. I adjusted the size of that balcony too. And then I went outside to tidy up our woods. And for that I put this concrete base. I removed some trees from the path and put in a little stone path. Then I changed the texture, and let's get creative again. And I put this giant moon, I think, and it turned out really cool. I climbed up the chimney and did the grand finale. What is that little smoke coming out besides that? Guys, I tried to figure out what this image is. And look, it turned out pretty similar. Okay, guys, that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want part 2, taking a full tour of our treehouse, along with our subscribers, please like this video and see you next time.